I gave the 5 bad guys Pokemon teams and made them battle in a tournament. Our first matchup is Miss Tarantula vs. Mr. Wolf. Miss Tarantula's got Galvantula, Rotom, Ariados, and Porygon 2, while Mr. Wolf has Mightyena, Incineroar, Zoroark, and Lycanroc Midnight form. Who will win? Who will Miss Tarantula lead with? She leads with a Galvantula, her iconic electric spider. And we've got a Mightyena. But the thing with Mr. Wolf is, we have no idea when it's a Mightyena and when it's a Zoroark. Galvantula leads with Sucker Punch, which fails on a Dark type. Oh my god, what a bad move. Mightyena starts off with Nasty Plot, gaining that special attack, and then uses Sludge Bomb. I don't know if this is a Mightyena. We got a Thunder Wave coming from Galvantula, electrocuting the Mightyena. And now we got a Bug Buzz coming on, and it kills in one hit. She should have just led with the Bug Buzz. Oh, and there it is, the Zoroark. Yes, Galvantula, one hit kills the Zoroark. Zoroark is dead, but we've now got Incineroar. Can Incineroar clean up this battle against Galvantula? It's just got a sliver of health. Electro Web's coming down, doing not too much damage, but lowering that speed stat. Oh yes, Drain Punch. He said, yum, 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 give me that spider. I want life back, and life back Incineroar got, okay? And Galvantula's dead. It is 3-3. We got Porygon, not Porygon 1, not Porygon Z, Porygon 2. And it starts off with a Tri-Attack, all the elements, doing not much damage. Drain Punch doing a heck of a lot of damage, and it is super effective since it is a normal type. This is getting tense here. We got another Tri-Attack, hoping for maybe a status infliction. A freeze would be great here, but nope. Drain Punch, give me that health right back. All that damage Porygon did gets right back to Incineroar. We now got Rotom in the house. Rotom, Miss Tarantula is really into electrocuting Mr. Wolf's Pokemon. We will see if that pays off here. It is paralyzed and can't move, so maybe that actually did work out in Miss Tarantula's favor. She now goes double down on it and uses Confused Ray. That Incineroar is confused. It's electrocuted. It is not a good day to be Incineroar. Will it hit itself? Will it even be able to hit? It does! Darkest Lariat comes out, and wow. It is a ghost type. Do not forget that. Super effective. Kills. Ouch. We then got an Ariados. Ariados, I don't know. It is a bug. It could die very easily here. Poison Jab doing next to no damage. Incineroar snaps out of the confusion very quickly, and does a decent amount of damage there with Darkest Lariat. Fell Stinger coming down, not doing much damage. Another Darkest Lariat, and Ariados is dead. We got a Mr. Wolf sweep here, doing a great job with that Incineroar. Mr. Wolf wins and will face off against Mr. Piranha. But first, Mr. Snake versus Mr. Shark. Snake's got Arbok, Sandaconda, Crocodile, and Toxtricity, while Mr. Shark has Ditto, Garchomp, Primarina, and Quagsire. Who's gonna win this one? And we send out the Sandaconda from Mr. Snake, and we see the Quagsire from Mr. Shark. Okay, this is obviously really good for Mr. Shark. Water does great against ground type, which Sandaconda is. And we can see here it actually has, Minimize. Interesting strategy for Mr. Snake here. Maybe trying to dodge the water type move, and it pays off. Aqua Tail misses. We get another Minimize. Oh, that Sandaconda is going to be hard to hit. It is a slippery snake, and it dodges another Aqua Tail. And Mr. Snake says, let's finish the job. Let's get as much evasivity as we possibly can. Oh my gosh, Quagsire doesn't care. That Aqua Tail doing a lot of damage, doing over 50%, but we now got the sand out here. Oh, and wow. So now Quagsire is electrocuted, and it's sandy, and he doesn't care. The Aqua Tail somehow lands through the electricity, and it's a critical hit through the electricity, through the sand, through the maximum evasiveness. We now got Arbok. Okay, Arbok lowering Quagsire's attack here, which is important because, as we know, Quagsire is a physical attacker, at least this one is. Susan, the Arbok, is using Coil to gain some defense, accuracy, and attack, which is good here against that, but Earthquake is super effective, doing about half damage and Susan the Arbok losing some damage here. Crunch coming on down. Does not do that much damage, folks. Earthquake. Oh, ouchies. Arbok dead. This Quagsire is on a kill spree. Oh my gosh, 2 Pokemon down. How many more can this Quagsire do? This Quagsire, remember, electrocuted. Hit a bunch of times. Oh my gosh. Okay, Crunch coming on down, and it does not kill either. This Quagsire, okay, the electricity works. Quagsire can't move. This is all up to the Crocodile. Now, the Crocodile has got to catch up some speed here for the Toxtricity. Crunch coming on down. Quagsire is finally out of this, okay? But remember, we do have a Primarina with Mr. Shark's team, which is very good against Crocodile. And, oh, there she is. Primarina is out there. But the Thunderfang, oh, wow. The Thunderfang, a critical hit. And remember, Crocodile has Moxie. So its attack stat goes up every time it kills a Pokemon, and now this is the second Pokemon it's killed, so its attack is doubled. That is a strong Crocodile. We now have Ditto. Maybe he thinks, okay, if we can transform here, we can, you know, stop the killing, but no! Earthquake, 1-hit kills the Ditto, and now he gains even more attack. This Crocodile is making up for lost time for Mr. Snake, killing 3 Pokemon. Garchomp, though, could stop Crocodile in its tracks. Brick Break, ooh, does a good amount of damage. It is super effective, but it's not enough. Can Earthquake seal the deal? Oh my gosh. The Crocodile coming back for Mr. Snake, kills 4 Pokemon in a row. That is an all-star. That is an all-star. Mr. Snake wins thanks to the Crocodile. Alright, we now have Mr. Piranha versus Mr. Snake. We'll say this is looking good for Mr. Piranha because he has 2 fighting types. Mr. Piranha's got Basculegion, Scrafty, Annihilate, and Bruxish. We haven't seen this team in action yet against a team full of dark types, but you never know. Mr. Wolf is capable of a lot of things. He could trip him up with a Zoroark, and Incineroar's a great Pokemon. We could see anything could happen here. Alright, we're starting off with the Mightyena. Is it a Mightyena? Is it a Zoroark? Versus the Scrafty. Scrafty using Intimidate here, which will lower the attack. That will matter if that is a Mightyena, but if it's a Zoroark, then it won't matter. Sludge Bomb, okay, so we know it is a Zoroark. Not doing much damage, but the poison does land, which could be important here. High Jump Kick coming down, and it is a 1-hit KO. This Zoroark isn't fooling anyone anymore. It is dead by Zoroark. Ouchies! Alright. Who is up next, Scrafty? Ooh, that badly poisoned damage is, not fun. We then got Incineroar out here. Of course, a dark type, so High Jump Kick could do damage, but Drain Punch does a good amount of damage. It is super effective. High Jump Kick does land, but it does not kill. Incineroar does have good defense here, and it can drain the rest of Scrafty's HP, which won't be much, but, you know, better than nothing. A little snack for Incineroar, gaining 4 HP. Hey, you never know. That 4 HP could make the difference between a win and a loss. Scrafty is down. We now have Annihilate, which is a very, very strong Pokemon. This is definitely a threat. A very, very strong Pokemon indeed. Stomping Tantrum is super effective against Incineroar, and it does clean it up. It is fast, it is strong, it is bulky. This Annihilate is maybe the strongest Pokemon in this competition. We now got close combat against the Mightyena, and that wraps up the Mightyena too. Only 1 Pokemon left for Mr. Wolf. Can he make a comeback? We know it's possible. Crocodile, of course, made the comeback. We got Lycanroc. Lycanroc is very interesting here, but that close combat is 4 times effective, and it is over. Wow, this Primeape, this Annihilate is very similar to the Crocodile, sweeping it up. Wow, that was a hard watch. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. Alright, it is time for the finals, and these are 2 really good teams. Mr. Piranha versus Mr. Snake. There's not a clear type advantage here. It could go either way. The Toxtricity is nice, but we'll see what happens because there are 2 water Pokemon on the opponent's team. Alright, we got Basculegion versus Sandaconda. Not great for the Sandaconda as it is a ground type. But this Sandaconda is a slippery snake. You know, we saw the minimize, we saw the glare. This thing is capable of a lot of stuff. Wave Crash coming down. Will it one-hit kill? It will. The Sandaconda will not be able to minimize or glare, but it will be able to get the Sandstorm out, which is nice because I believe Mr. Snake's Crocodile has an ability that helps its evasiveness in the sand, so maybe that can come up later. We got Susan with Intimidate, though. The Arbok does have Intimidate, which will lower the Bastion Legion's attack, which is quite important here. We're also going to Coil. Okay. So Sandaconda died, but Susan is here to maybe make a sweep in its honor. You know, gaining that attack and defense, it could set up for a sweep. It takes the Wave Crash pretty nicely. The opposing Pokemon, you know, loses the recoil damage. The Bastion Legion loses recoil, and it gets that sand damage, so it's about half HP. Susan comes down with the Crunch, which is super effective and kills Bastion Legion. Bastion Legion was a really big threat in this battle. The water type is really good against Crocodile as well. But now I got Scrafty. Scrafty also has Intimidate, so we're lowering that attack back down. Gunk Shot, which has a low chance of hitting, but that Coil improves accuracy. The Coil actually, I think, is quite good here. It made Susan live a lot more turns with all these physical attackers. And it also made sure this Gunk Shot can land not once, but twice. Could it poison? A poison here would be the second poison. It is not poison. That poison would have been really good because that would have killed the Scrafty along with the, you know, the Sandstorm. The Sandstorm ends at a great time. We now got Toxtricity using Boom Burst. Ouch! Ouch! That kills the Scrafty. Ooh! But we now got Annihilate using Stomping Tantrum, and that kills the Toxtricity in one hit. Ooh, could this Annihilate do the sweep again? This Annihilate is too strong. But we got the Crocodile, which is also capable of a good sweep. So we shall see what happens. Close combat, super effective, and kills in one hit. Crocodile is down, which means Mr. Piranha wins. I think that Annihilate was potentially just too strong. Congratulations to Mr. Piranha with a killer team of Bastion Legion, Scrafty, Annihilate, and we even get to see Bruxis, but Bruxish is there too. Should I do more tournaments just like this with other franchises and characters? Let me know in the comment section below and follow for more.